Hello, welcome to PhysEd, brought to you by the Caregiver space. Okay, today's topic is how to avoid serious falls, all falls, and what you can do to strengthen yourself. You know, balance and strength are intertwined. They're often married, actually. So if you want to improve your balance, you kind of got to improve your strength and increase your strength and your flexibility and your range of motion. First thing we want to talk about is this horrible weather we've been having here in the Northeast and across the United States, of course, and that is what you should be wearing when you are outside. And by the way, all this information today is not just for all the caregivers, but for everyday people and also the people, the loved ones that you're taking care of course, on a day-to-day basis. So let's get right to it. The first thing that you want to do is don't take chances. And what I mean by that is, even as an athlete, I'm always thinking to myself, oh, I can jump that puddle. Oh, I can beat that car. No, actually, you can't. And, you know, when you're young and you're foolish, you make these mistakes. But now, as we're more mature, you really want to make believe that anytime, anywhere, something can be coming at you. The first thing is look at your environment. Wherever you are. At home, clear up the clutter. 50% of falls happen at home, believe it or not. That's right, 50%. And most of it is because of clutter in the way. So you want to make sure that you have a clear entranceway to the bathroom, to your lights, to the kitchen, to the room that you're really visiting with the most frequency. The other thing you want to look at is your rugs. Are they rugs that slide? Are they carpeting? Are they coming up? Use double-sided tape, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to be smart. You want to make sure that wherever you're going to be using that room or rooms for yourself and for your loved one that you're taking care of. Remember, if you get hurt and you go down, you can't take care of that loved one. So you want to protect yourself, almost like the quarterback. You're the quarterback of the house, and you have to protect yourself on a day-to-day basis. So that's important. The other thing is railings. Even if you have one side that's railed, try to put another one there. In the bathroom, grips. Everywhere that you spend time where you have to get up and get down, or perhaps reach for something, you want to make sure that you're in a safe environment and that that environment is actually smart, because spills, you want to pick them up right away, especially water and grease. So these things, although you think, oh, I know how to do that, you'd be surprised how many, if I said to you right now, take a look at the path between you and your loved one, and when your loved one, if he or she is able to get up on their own, where do they really go? Because we kind of have patterns where mom goes here, dad goes here. Oh, he spends a lot of time there. So that's kind of important to remember, okay? The other thing that you want to do is what to wear when you're outside. And when I stand up a little bit later, I'm going to show you what you should be wearing when you're outside in either very slippery weather or icy weather or snowy weather. But, you know, all these people that are falling today, people have to understand that they can really be avoided. And the other thing that you want to do is bring your cane with you. Bring your crutches with you. Don't try to be a hero. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to go to the bathroom a little bit and I'm going to feel my way. Lights. Make sure that you have the ability to turn on lights at any time and anywhere, whether it be the clapper, whether it be anything, because you think you're going to make your way through darkness. You're not. You're just getting up. And also, if you're on any kind of medication, the type of medication also affects how close you are, your balance, and it affects physiological as well as psychological things going around at all times. So that's the first thing, is prepare the environment for it to be clear of any obstacles or hazards that may get in your way. All right, so why do we need to be a little bit stronger? Because we are thinking of falling. Is it going to protect you when you fall? Yes, but the goal is to prevent that fall. And how do you prevent that fall? Well, you want to increase your balance, you want to improve your flexibility and your strength. So what are some things that we can do? I'm going to stand up in about 10 seconds for everyone to see me standing up. I want everyone to see the type of footwear also. Footwear at home, socks. That's like code for you're about to slide, especially on wooden floors. You're better off barefoot if you have wooden floors, and of course, sock slippers slip as well on any type of surface that's not going to grip you. So make sure that even though your slippers might be handy, you got to look at the bottom of those slippers, because if they're going to slip and you misstep, you're going to go down. All right, so here we go. I'm going to stand up a little bit for everyone right now, and you're going to take a look at, today's kind of a snowy day here in the Northeast. Everyone can take a look at the kind of boots that I'm wearing, and with the grips on the bottom. I like to wear these boots, even if it's not snowing out, if it's very wet, because anytime that you step while you're walking, you're going to slip. The other thing is that if you live in a city environment or use your boots often, you want to take some alcohol at the end of the day and you want to rub off the bottom because of the oil and the slickness that comes up from the street and from the roads when you're walking. The first thing you want to do here is do a very, very simple balance move. And we're going to do that by holding onto your chair or bed or a side, and you're going to lift one leg up, and you're going to, at that point, let go of your hand. And if you feel that you're going to fall or lose your balance, you're right there to be able to do it. You could do this on the left side of a chair, the right side of a chair, or if you want to get behind the chair and you even feel more secure. So what you want to do is you want to hold it up for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to switch up to the other leg, 1, 2, 3, and then the next phase with that is simply to lift up your leg and then to slowly move your hand away to see if you can balance yourself. 1, 2, 3. As you your leg, the top of your leg, your quad, and all you're going to do is lift one leg up and bring it 6 inches off the ground and hold it there, keeping that leg as straight as possible, and then bringing it back down. The other side you can do as well. On the right side, bring it up, hold it there, and bring it down. Now, see if everyone around here can move a couple of things here, can get that. We'll bring it up, we hold, and bring it down. And then you're going to repeat on the other side, bring it up, hold, and down. That's for the front of the leg. The back of the leg, of course, is called the hamstring. So all you're going to do to strengthen that is bring the leg up and bring it back and hold it in that position. 1, 2, 3, and down. Let's do that again. Bring it up, bring it back, keep that leg in that position. 1, 2, 3, and down. And then the other side. Leg up, 90 degrees, bring it back, and then hold it right there. Good. Bring it up, bring it back, hold it right there. All right, a couple other things as we're going to get into some more movements and exercises today is I'm sitting on a chair right now. My back is well supported, and that's important. So what if you want to get up and you want to develop strength and balance? Well, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that anything that you have around you, whether it be your cane, whether it be something, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this and put all your stress on your shoulders. You could see it right now. And like this, you could see all the stress I'm putting on my neck. What you want to do is put your feet in front of you a little bit, lean forward on the chair, and then gently push up. So that's how you're going to get off your chair or off your cushion or off your sofa in the safest way. Because a lot of times, let's say the phone rings and you want to go get that phone. You're like, oh my God, you're not thinking. So you're putting this down and then bang, your back goes out. So that's important. So you always want to remember we talked about what's around you with your environment, making sure that there's nothing there in front of you in case you fall. All right, so a strengthening exercise for both your legs at the same time is a simple standing up from a sitting position. So you're going to lean forward like we discussed, and you're going to hold on to one side of the chair or the other, or both, and gently push up and use your legs. What you want to try to do is make sure that your knees are never over your toes. So if your legs are way back here, watch when I get up here. I can't even get up because my back of my legs are hitting the chair and I'm going to stumble forward. So your legs are going to be in front of you more. Put one leg back and then gently push up and use your legs to get up. So the other exercise to help you get up and down is simple. You could start out with your arms to the side or hanging on to something, your cane. Let's say you have a cane. You're going to go down gently and then push up and use your legs to get up. Don't use your arms. They're really more there merely for balance. And then when you get strong enough, you can do without your hands. But you want to start out with one hand at a time to see if you even have the balance and the strength. You could do anywhere from 1 to 10 repetitions of these based upon how you feel. The other good thing to develop balance and strength, if you're already halfway there, and of course you want to check with your doctor and your physical therapist if you're under anyone's medical care on all of these moves, is to go upstairs. Going upstairs is really good for the top of your legs, really good for the back of the legs, really good for your glutes, and really good for balance. So if you're somewhat fit and you're used to moving already, I would recommend that going up and down, not down, going up the stairs and going down a lot slower because it takes different muscle groups to get up every day. All right, the other thing that we want to talk about is what are some things that you could do to strengthen your feet? Yes, your feet and your ankles. A lot of people have swelled ankles, swelled feet, especially if you're suffering from diabetes or if you're very obese or if you have poor circulation. So what you want to do is, this is called your calf and your calf stretches and your calf flexion and stretching. So all you got to do is lift one leg up, bring it out and bring it back. And go back and forth and hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds and bring it back. But your calf muscles and your feet muscles, believe it or not, there are a lot of muscles in your feet and they are critical for you to strengthen as far as balance. And you can get also a tennis ball, put it underneath your foot with your bare foot if you want to strengthen your toes and your feet. So the important thing is that you want to keep your lower extremities strong, because if these are strong and you have good balance, then you're not going to fall. Your upper body is important, but it's tertiary. It's secondary to really catching yourself from falling. It's not about preventing a fall. It's about preventing a serious fall. So if you get up, you can catch yourself. And if you get up and you slip, let's say, well, guess what? If your legs are strong enough, you're going to be able to catch yourself so that you're not going to hit the ground and break your hip or break your leg. All right. Most importantly, we want to review a couple of things. The first thing that we want to review is make sure that everything's out of your way when you're home. Proper lighting, nothing can slide. You're not wearing socks, especially on a wooden floor. Anything around you that you can have access to, put handles on, put an extra railing on, whether it be the bathroom. You want to make sure that if you fall, there's nothing in your way that's going to hit your head at all times. I know it sounds like I'm being very conservative, but the more conservative I am, I do want you to be concerned. I don't want you to be worried, but I want you to be concerned that, wow, Edward said that I need to make sure that there's nothing in my path if I have to go grab something. That's correct, because you're not going to have time to think, especially if you're getting up in the middle of the night, you have to go to the bathroom, or if you have to go answer your phone, or whatever the cause. All right, or you have to check on your pet. How many times have your pet, you think your pet has to go outside, you have to let your dog out or your cat, or you're just trying to get to another place and you're rushing. That's when mistakes happen, because you're not thinking. All right, so another great exercise that you can do for your upper body, our first one for our upper body, is just standing still and keeping your back straight. And all you're going to do is you can take a water bottle on each side, which weighs about half a pound, maybe 3/4 of a pound, and just slowly bring your arms up and bring them down. Bring them up and bring them down. And you can reverse and do curls. So while you're sitting around watching TV, or sitting around having a conversation, or just sitting around doing nothing, you could utilize that time. Another good thing is when you're sitting is extend one leg, keep it straight, and flex your foot. That's pointed. Flexing is towards you. And just try to lift that leg up and bring it down. Lift it up and bring it down. It doesn't matter how high you bring it up. In other words, if that's as high you can bring it, and that's taxing that quad muscle, then you're receiving benefit. Don't worry about getting it up that high. If you could go from here to there, that's a victory. Because next week, it'll be there. And the following week, a little bit higher. So we all want the A, but we have to sometimes go C, B to the A. All right, preventing falls. What's the other thing that you want to do? The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you're holding on to someone or something if your balance isn't good. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, I see this all the time. I'm going to walk back here, I'm going to show you what I mean. When someone is holding on to something and they have to get to the next space and they think that they're going to reach for it and be able to do that. And this position that I'm in right now is very prone for an accident. It's an accident waiting to happen, because there's no way that you're going to, with poor balance and poor strength, be able to hold that position by letting go, and then you're going to reach, because that's where the slip is going to occur, especially if you don't have good balance and good strength. So what do? What you do is this. You put your feet together, and you're going to shuffle your way there. See what I'm doing here? I'm still hanging on, and then I'm hanging on, and then I'm over to where I need to be. And especially if you're going back, the same thing. So you can't go slow enough. There's no rush, and you don't want to be a hero, because that's when accidents are going to happen. All right, let's review a couple of things before we finish up today on preventing falls. Brought to you by, of course, the Caregiver space. So let's talk about your loved one and taking care of them on a day-to-day basis. They should be starting to form patterns, as you know, as to what time they get up, what time do they go to the bathroom. You want to check on their progress for increasing not only your balance, but also their balance and their strength. And the way to do that is to keep track. Okay, day one, mom needs assistance to go to the bathroom. All right, week one, did this move with mom to strengthen quad. Week two, did this exercise to strengthen balance. Week three, in other words, keep track. Progress, chart your progress, because you'll be able to see a benefit within 2 weeks of doing all these simple moves that I'm showing everyone right now. Light is also very, very important. We talked about that. And I think the other thing that we want to talk about now is you could do exercises anytime, anywhere. People don't have to. These are not exercises where you need to warm up, you need to stretch, you got to worry about breaking a sweat. You could do these at any time. But please remember to only do strengthening exercises, the getting up, the getting down, the lifting your legs up. If you're going to work out somewhat vigorously, I would recommend a day of rest in between. And if you're going to just start out by doing just balance exercises, meaning that you want to stand up like this, see how long you can stand up with one foot, or another balance exercise that you choose, the balance exercises you can do every day. You know, we're really enjoying your questions. Our next live stream is going to be coming up, and we're really going to be talking about, at that point, we're going to be talking about what is stressing you as a caregiver. That's going to be our next topic. And we invite you to keep sending in your inquiries, your questions, and we've gotten thousands of responses to our next topic as to what's stressing you. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to try to help you, not de-stress, but come up with ways that may not get rid of that, but make it easier for you. Because remember, stress is, unless you're going to change your environment, you're always going to be under stress. I want to thank you for joining us today. I want to thank, of course, the Caregiver Space, and thank you all for joining PhysEd, and I'll see you soon.